All right, shall we start this? Should we
let's
go
do
on
it.
into this? Okay. Free guy.
Free bean. Free man.
Blue shirt guy doesn't have a beanie.
No, but he should have sunglasses.
You got a wig?
No.
Oh, he should have sunglasses. That's a good point. As if it's gonna make or break this episode.
God damn it.
Okay, you can.
I don't know how we're gonna put them on though, so it doesn't matter. It might be
Well,
tight
I mean,
enough.
Yeah,
Grab
if
a pair of
you
your
planned
son's sunglasses.
If you planned far enough ahead, you would have been able to do it.
We need to put what in his head?
I said if you planned far enough ahead, you would have been able to get them situated on his face before we started.
No one had that thought. You need to have your excellent ideas further ahead.
Apparently, shit.
Hey, everybody, this is Timothy Bennett here,
Darren Banyan.
Jason Chandler.
and welcome back to B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies. Down for another episode. And tonight, we are going to talk about the newest, kind of newest, Ryan Reynolds film, Free Guy. Not Free Man, like Jason likes to call it. Free Guy.
What is the newest release? May not be the newest Ryan Reynolds, but it's the newest release.
He's
got
got
a
a new one
coming
coming
out.
out tomorrow.
Burn Notice, or Burn,
Red-
not Notice.
Red
Burn,
Notice.
Red Notice
That's tomorrow.
is coming out tomorrow.
Although
Yeah,
is it
so.
in theaters already?
Yeah.
So it's
That's why
That
I,
would be
that's
his
why I
latest
hesitated
newest,
to say
yeah.
the newest
I feel
release. This one came out almost a month ago now. Not quite three weeks
yeah,
ago.
a couple weeks, yeah, for sure.
So
Free
Right?
guy?
yeah, Free Guy.
Been, I don't know, in theaters longer than that, but it's been on digital release.
Well, it was made at least 2 years ago,
Oh, yeah. If you want to get into the
Yeah.
COVID delays, there's
but
that.
we finally got it. So that's all that matters. And Cal over there, he's representing.
Yeah.
He's being our
Blue shirt guy.
blue shirt guy. Yep. So and the sunglasses fell off. So
You can't see the med packs anymore.
oh man, now he's just getting beat up by the buff version of himself. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds came out this year, a couple of weeks ago. First off, did we like it, gentlemen?
I was thoroughly entertained by this movie. It wasn't the funniest Ryan Reynolds movie I've seen, but I was thoroughly entertained the whole time.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was very entertaining, and basically it was just another Ryan Reynolds film.
Yeah.
At this point, that's all I can really establish. It was entertaining. Visuals were really cool and stuff like that, but it was just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the only way I can really explain it.
Without
Yeah.
a stellar cast to bounce off of, to do reactions to it, he carried the movie just fine on his own. But he wasn't gonna do anything out of the ordinary without a better cast. Not that the cast that they had was bad, but if you
Right.
had better actors, you probably could have done something.
And I was reading some fun facts about the film today. He doesn't have a writer's credit, but he took it upon himself to add jokes and help write the screenplay or whatever for no extra money. And then chose every single song in this movie himself.
That does not surprise me.
That's not
sounds about
surprising,
right.
right? Because there's a lot of Deadpool humor in
Yes.
this one.
You even get his poster.
And it's because of the music and his
Yeah.
reactions.
Yep.
So
You even get the Deadpool
Yeah.
poster in the back,
Yeah,
and you
and
also get. I'm sure he threw Aviation Gin somewhere in there
uh,
because that's his gin company.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and he puts it in everything now,
Really?
just in the background,
But if
because
this
it's
was-
free product placement, so he doesn't
If
have to
this-
pay anybody. It's going right in his pocket.
But if this was made 2 years ago, how long has he been doing aviation gin?
Like 5 years. 6,
Really?
yeah, 5
I
years.
don't drink gin, so
I don't either, but I tried it when because when I was working at the Green Mill, they got a bottle of it. I tried
sure.
it because I'm like, of course I gotta try it, even if it's horseshit. I gotta try it. Best gin I've ever fucking tasted, and I hate gin.
Pine needles.
Yeah, I was blown away. I'm like, oh my god, it's so smooth. Like, what is this? This is not gin. Like, my god. So yeah, give it a shot. I mean, it's still gin, so I'm not gonna fucking drink it, but I might buy a bottle just to have it displayed,
sure.
just to say, hey, it's Ryan Reynolds' bottle of gin.
Try and make gin and
Yeah,
tonics.
you are
see if that works.
You are a big enough fan to do that shit.
Bam.
You got half a fucking Ryan Reynolds shrine to my right.
It's a Deadpool. There's no
Yeah,
Ryan
it's
Reynolds
not a
is not
Ryan
even on there.
That's an
I
entirely
said
different
half
room.
of a fucking Ryan Reynolds shrine.
That's fair.
That's an entirely
That's
different room.
Yeah,
What?
That's a different room.
my Ryan Reynolds shine is a different. Anyway,
There's another one?
James,
Nobody gets to go
continue
in
Jesus
with
Christ.
the movie. My meditation room.
Uh-huh.
Just ignore the tissues.
Mm. The one room you don't keep clean.
That's how he meditates.
Only way to relax. Okay. Jason, you have something you want to say?
No, you already skipped over it. We're already talking about the movie, so we might as well just continue talking about the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. Aaron, you play GTA online ever?
I have, yeah. I don't really.
So
do
you get all
movies
the
like that.
references and
Oh yeah, I get all the references to the shit going on in this movie for sure. I understand all the online stuff. I don't do it because I don't like people that much, but like, I get it all.
I play with friends and I mainly just get drunk with Duff and play blackjack. But yeah, like I don't know, they paid attention to the details pretty well. Like when he's taking money out of the ATM in the background, that guy like glitching on the wall and shit. It was just fucking hilarious. Or like people shooting people and like teabagging them and stuff like that. That happens all the time.
The background of this film was great because like they're walking down the street every single time they're out on the street. There's shit going on.
Yeah.
And like you said, the attention to detail is on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I think that's one of the things about the visual effects I gotta give credit is they didn't like cheap out.
The movie's
and
beautifully made.
Yeah. And they had this awesome luxury of they didn't have to make it beautiful because video games are video games. So they could have the CGI look a little cheesier or a video game quality. And so they had that room to play with that and they nailed it.
That's a good point.
Like watching him be Ryan Reynolds as a video game character and how silly he looked and his long arms and shit.
Like,
I was like, yep, that's how he would look.
It's what I like that a lot too. When you would be watching him in like real life version of the video game, and then they would pull out into present video game version. And it was just like seamless.
How they bounced around real world and video game world was pretty fucking smooth. Because it was Ryan Reynolds for most of the movie in that world, getting to know him. And then that kiss, that was the funniest kiss ever.
The first kiss.
The first kiss. I hate the second kiss. We'll talk about that later. But
that is
first
true.
one, and then it pans to her just going like, what the fuck's happening right now?
Just like sitting at the keyboard, just like, okay.
But she's like talking and having emotional conversations with this AI. And then after that kiss, it goes into like her and Keys, her friend, the creator conflict of the real world conflict of this movie. So it was really smooth how they transition and bounced from world to world.
So let's break this down a little bit and discuss some of these things. So let's talk about the story real quick, the overall story. how'd you feel about this story, and how it played out?
So I thought Guy's story was really good. Like I enjoyed Guy's part of the story and the way it played out. I thought it ended beautifully. I was very satisfied with it. The whole thing between Keys and Millie, I thought was lackluster. Not awful, but it could have been done better. I think the
What do you think? What do you think that is?
I don't know. It was like they were doing so much with Guy, and then all of a sudden they tried to jam in this love story. Like they were just shoehorning.
They could have left the love story out.
Or they could have laid it out further into Guy's story a little bit better, because like it just felt like they were just shoehorning things in, like between the bubblegum ice cream and the swing set, and then the kiss, and all of a sudden that's how like Keys discovers that's how he brought him to life, is because he's the AI that's modeled after him being in love with Millie. I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
bro,
Mm-hmm.
can we not do this? Like you could have done something a little bit different with that. So I really felt like the love story was shoehorned in a little hard. They could have left it out and just done them triumphing over Antoine and living as friends happily ever after, or they could have taken more care with it and like laid it out a little bit better. That's my thought.
Okay. Yeah. Jason?
Yeah, every time they did the love thing, I rolled my eyes. I saw it happening in that 2000 video interview where you get their backstory. And, you know, they did that. Oh, you guys got great chemistry, fucking blah, blah, blah. No, we're just friends. That it was just predictable. And, yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this movie. And that means that the final, like, 5 minutes of it, when they're like, some time has passed or whatever, and she goes to the coffee shop, there's no need. I just turn it off before. I don't know.
I will say
it's just a love story shoehorn in there for the sake of having a love story and for people that are entertained by those stories. Because it's not a rom-com.
I mean, it's an appeal to get some audiences, and I get it. That's why I think that they just could have taken more care with that part of the story. Like that part of the story seems almost like an afterthought.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Because I mean, the way they triumph over Antoine is well done, and Guy's story and like his arc is well done. But that love story part is just not. It's just like it's shoehorned in such odd angles. Like they're just jamming stuff in, and then nothing happens, and then they're just jamming more stuff at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The story was overall excellent, though. I think it would have been a shitty movie without Ryan Reynolds. Because even Good Morning Goldie, like him and the fish, only Ryan could pull that shit off. Right. As like entertaining as it is.
Day, Goldie.
Giving Goldfish googly eyes like his optimism every time he wakes up is just how he started and his whole arc was
wake up was vaguely Pee Wee Herman.
I thought the same thing.
I thought, okay.
Especially when he said good morning to the goldfish, like that just screamed Pee Wee Herman to me for some reason.
Just without the weird,
without the
voice,
but like the facial features, the excitement, like the way he tilted his head, like it was vaguely psychotic.
I also personally thought of voices. It was almost the exact same way he talked to his animals and voices. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That for sure.
Same kind of. Have you ever seen Voices?
No.
There's a Ryan Reynolds movie you should watch.
Absolutely, very underrated film.
I was looking up. He does a couple of voices of animals in that movie. Yes, I guess
he does both of them. He does his cat and he does his dog.
Yeah. Okay.
2 different characters. Great. But that film is dark comedy.
Yeah, it pops up on Netflix every once in a while.
But it is great. French directors, independent film. It was great. Anyway, we're not talking about that. But it was that way that he talks to his animals. I thought the same way as Pee Wee Herman as well. Like I thought the same thing when I saw him. Like the way he wakes up, just and his Pee Wee Herman's just already dressed in his freaking suit and ready to go. So, that's awesome. So. my thought about the whole love story thing is like I see why you guys say it's shoehorned in. I can see that. I can't necessarily disagree with it because I see why you would say that. But the way I looked at it is this story had a lot of poignant things throughout this. Like there's different things that are happening. Like there's self-discovery about Ryan, the blue shirt guy or guy. There's self-discovery, realizing that he's different than everybody else, and then he's living in a simulation, basically, or a computer game. But there's a self-discovery.
Moment of clarity is hilarious.
It is. Then there's also him finding love, which is also a different story for him coming out.
You are talking about his friend that acts like Kevin Hart, right? Buddy?
No. His luster, his longing for love. Oh, I see. His buddy. I like that. His friend Buddy is Buddy. The names in this were so ridiculously stupid that they were great.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Officer Johnny, don't have a good day. Have a great day. I like. We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah, finish your poignant moment part.
Point. That in a minute.
So you have him self-discovery and who he is and where he belongs. Then he's looking for love, right? And then you have the story of having like the artist's rights, right? From on the real world, like you have Millie and Keys,
the
right?
Creator
so
conflict.
you have this like disconnection, and you have the creative rights, and then they're basically just trying to find like, hey, this guy's a scumbag.
They're trying to find the proof.
Yeah, so it's a monopolizing thing, like, or not monopolizing, but like big corporate versus little person kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Then you have
David and Goliath. That's really what you're looking at.
Yeah, and then you have the friend. I can't remember his name, but the friend of Keys.
Mouser.
What was his name? Mouser. Yeah. Okay. That guy. And his battle of trying to like be like this leader in a corporate company, but yet he has that what do you call it? Loyalty towards his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That played a big key too. Yeah, the conflict of like, set job, having responsibilities, being this top dog kind of thing, and then, but he's my bro, so I gotta stick with my bro kind of thing. Which played a lot more than I
didn't even realize what I thought he was. I didn't realize what their occupation was, because Mouser says to him like, "You're like a genius. What the fuck are you doing down here, handling complaints?" So I thought they were like in customer service but then the big bad kept coming to their office with all his problems to get solved. So they're much bigger.
They're the
than
ones
just
that get rid of the bugs and make sure that things run. Yeah, they're the ones that get rid of the bugs.
It's like Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
They're the testers.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Speaking of which, that big bad, Antoine. He reminded me of a livelier villain.
I can see that.
Grandma's Boy villain.
Yep. I don't remember his name in that, but
JP.
But JP. So you have that arc, but then you have the love interest. Now this is two versions. You have Keys confessing his love through art. So it's art imitating life.
Okay.
Right? That's what every artist really tries to do. And that's where I feel like that shoehorning, I can't really 100% agree with that, because that was the whole point of what he was doing when he started doing that other video game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was.
Life Itself.
Yeah, Life Itself with the girl was like, this was his way of basically confessing his love, because he's too much of a coward and he's too geeky to think
I get all that, but.
And that was what this whole game wouldn't exist without that love story. That was the whole point about Ryan Reynolds.
Existed, just that character wouldn't have become the first AI.
But I'm saying that's the movie. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if it wasn't for his love for Millie, this game wouldn't have existed. This character wouldn't have existed. This whole plot, this whole arc would not have existed. So that's why it's hard for me to say it's shoehorned in there without saying that the without saying that, like, if it was pre-written or whatever, that this character and you have this, and then there's like, well, what would make it interesting? I could see where that would be what could have happened. Like kind of what Aram said, it was like a secondary thought.
Well, it's
I
probably
could
like
see
Aram
that.
said, it could have been done better.
And that's where why I can't disagree with it, because what you guys are saying, because I feel like the same way. But that was like the number one important thing about these two characters was this entire character was his confession. Yeah, it was his love letter to Millie, and she was too blind to see it.
I definitely don't.
She was too self-absorbed into taking down the big man that she couldn't see the little guy next to her, or whatever.
And the way I definitely agree. Like the love story is a linchpin, like, and it needs to be there. But I think they didn't take enough care of it. And I think that like you could have created you could have drawn it out, saying, maybe put them together beforehand, and then when Antoine buys the game, when he buys the software, that causes some sort of break between them. But like in the programming,
I feel like there's just a lack of, like, we don't get to see a lot of that on their side.
Exactly.
We don't get to see it. And so, yeah, we're basically having to like pick up the pieces and figure it out ourselves. And yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, you could have drawn it out and like built it into the story better. Is all like, because I agree, the love story is like crucial to the whole thing. But yeah, I think that it could have been laid out into the framework a lot better.
I also, a part of me was fighting with this too, is how would she not realize it? But it took me a little while, because you would think you work with this person, you would start to pick up on these things or whatever. But that was
impossible.
That was that whole, like, she's so self-absorbed into her own world.
She's missing social cues.
Yeah, and they showed that instantly, right away when she's at the coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
And
that we usually only put the tables up if you get like a small coffee that sits here for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that lady was a bitch.
Oh yeah, I said the same. I would never go
I
there.
didn't understand why they made her so mean. Yeah,
but
I didn't see the purpose of that.
But like, he threw everything else about himself into that character, like the coffee into the world. For example, the coffee.
Yeah.
They said that in that back interview you had mentioned, like when they're like whatever, how long ago.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the only thing I know about this guy is he loves black coffee with 2 sugars and cream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the greatest coffee in the world.
Yeah, that's her favorite
video game. And
there's so many things in there, like her reaction to the bubblegum ice cream, and then the swing sets, and like you get that, like, because they made it, like, you automatically know that Keys is the one that fucking programmed.
Yeah, you just see it coming, and it's predictable, and it's just like,
but once again,
hurry up, get on. Yeah.
But once again, it's that whole, like, she's too self-absorbed into her own world.
Right.
Her own world.
You're helping me accept the story a little bit better.
And this is where, like, that's what I thought was very appropriate. Although I have to agree with you, Aaron.
Yeah.
I wish we could see a little bit more of that played out.
See a conflict between those two that causes the break, and then
like,
she starts to get the revelation that, like, he programmed all these things because he loves her. To see that break.
Yeah, the only thing that we get is that interview.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we get.
They're best friends at that point.
The only conflict is that they don't talk to each other about the love subject. And I fucking hate that in movies when people are fighting. It even happens in Cobra Kai. Like, if the characters just get together for 2 fucking minutes and talk,
hear each other out.
Yeah, I mean, the whole movie is no longer necessary to make because the problems are solved most of the time, more often than not. But that conflict is not entertaining to me, is what I'm saying. When people are just not talking.
Right.
Yeah. And this definitely had that. It was cliche. It was predictable. Nothing about that was original by any means.
This movie is full of tropes. It's fucking... Yep. And that second kiss is like my pet peeve trope. Oh my God. I saw it coming.
I don't remember the second kiss. Oh no, the one
kiss the frog thing. You've already mentioned it.
Yeah.
So they kind of saved it with the graphics that kind of helped brighten it up and whatever. That was my least favorite part of the goddamn movie. I really hate that shit. I really enjoyed the whole self-absorbed thing, though, the way that they did it. And yet she was mad at Keys for, like, betraying him or her, I mean, basically working for the bad guy. Oh yeah.
But yet she essentially just brushed him off as, like, you're not worth my time. You know, like she didn't give, basically just didn't give him enough attention. And I was like, I love that. I love that kind of conflict, which is a little less, it's more subtle.
Yeah,
It's a
I was
little
gonna
less
say,
abrupt.
you really read into their relationship.
Well, and
I
that's
did
what I
not
mean.
give a
Like,
fuck.
if we could have seen that conflict when the game is bought and the game is subsequently like just buried and never comes out, and like that drift, because even Keys says when she shows up in his apartment, she's like, I'm not even looking at you because even talking to you violates my non-disclosure agreement and I get fired. So like he's like, I have to live my life, like, and he's kind of accepted this, but she can't move on, and
you just do it in a nerdy, geeky way.
Yeah.
Like
that's I think what I like about it.
That whole conflict should have been shown to give that more depth. I feel like,
and maybe they did.
Maybe.
And like maybe when it come out with the DVD, it's like extra shit that they deleted, because I can only imagine they took a lot of shit out of this.
Oh, apparently, the guy that played Anton, I can't say his name, so Antoine.
Taika Waititi, I think is that.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah, Taika.
We all see the letters, but
yeah. He's New Zealand.
Apparently, all his scenes are improv, and he has Ryan Reynolds tweeted that you can make a whole movie with just that dude's improv, I guess, and it's like apparently pretty funny.
That's why he's such a good writer.
Same with Grog. Well, that guy was funny.
Krog.
80% sold me.
Oh yeah.
And now I see why. What we do in the shadows is so damn funny.
Yeah. Well, and Krog and Thor.
And Thor.
Ragnarok.
I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, he directed it, but he was the voice of Krog.
Okay.
And Krog was only supposed to be in it for a blip, but it was just so good, and like
he's got my favorite line.
Chris Hemsworth and all that.
Piss off, Ghost.
Ragnarok.
I don't know why that still makes me laugh. Sorry.
But
no, I could.
In Ragnarok, which movie?
Ragnarok. Yeah, like there's this part where he's when Thor's talking to Loki, but it's like an illusion, and Grog just kind of runs up and like kisses her, like, "Piss off, Ghost." No, Taika Waititi, his character was a little over the top for me, but at the same time, I don't think
it landed like 80%.
I don't think it was in a bad way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really loved how he's like a 50-year-old man-child trying to act like a brosif to all these 20-year-olds.
It was an appearance performance too, because when he kind of sat down with Keys and kind of whispered, he's like, "You know, you're better than this position, and you just let me know." He like took a serious tone with Keys, and and then that was when he was whispering, and then the rest when he stood back up, it was all performance.
I did like his performance
when he sits down and like meditates and then tries to kip up and can't, but he kip up.
That was, and then when he does just finally just stand rolls up, he jumps anyways. When he's already on his feet, he just jumps as if he landed the Steven Seagal thing or whatever the martial art person you want to reference.
Right. It's
that shit. That part had me laughing out loud.
That I thought was good. Yeah, but like, and I think Keys says it best when he's talking about it. He's like, he may be an asshole, but he's not dumb. Like, so obviously the guy knows what he's doing, but he's
Well, it just kind of reminds me, like you said, JP from Grandma's Boy. It was just like a modern, like today's version of that.
It was
you gotta remember that movie was that movie's like 15 years old. Like so it's just a different version of that kind of character.
It's just someone so wrapped up in their own world that they don't give a shit about anyone else, and like they think they can
what do they call it?
Want.
What's the company?
Tsunami with SOONAMI.
Yeah.
As opposed to
it's Antoine. Oh,
I don't
something.
know.
Yeah.
Antoine something.
It was a playoff of his name, but yeah. So that's just like that's the whole story. For the most part, like I don't know, I really like Guy's story. I agree with you guys a lot of what you were saying. But I want to dive into the characters, or not the characters necessarily. Well, a little bit of both. The actors that were in this film and the characters.
You mean the NPCs?
So, all of the above.
Okay.
So, first off, Did anyone like Tatum?
Loved him.
Tatum Channing in this. I can't even. The guy with two last
Channing
names.
Tatum.
Loved him.
Fuck it.
It
Yeah.
took me a second to realize who it was, and I was like, he's in the car. I'm like, is that Channing Tatum? And then it finally got close. Like, son of a bitch, it is.
Yeah.
I thought his little
Yeah,
bit was good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was funny.
It helped that he was an avatar of some nerdy kid
Yep.
living with his mom.
When you
Twizzlers.
see it switch,
What
yeah.
that had the Deadpool, yeah, and that really helped the silliness that
Yeah.
Channing or whatever
Channing
his
Tatum.
name is was doing. Channing,
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum.
yeah. Channing.
I'm gonna write it down.
This is the guy with two last names. I have a horrible time with him because it's the guy with two last names.
That whole scene when they're trying to steal that video clip is probably one of the better ones
Yeah,
because of Channing Tatum
It is.
screaming what the actual player is supposed to scream.
Yes.
Don't touch my
Yeah.
sock.
Yes.
That's my special
Yep.
sock.
Like vacuum.
yeah. You will be in therapy for years, for the rest of your
That whole
life,
bit.
I also.
or
The
even
mom chiming back with, "You're 22 years old and you live with me. My
there
life
is no
hell."
God.
Or there is no God.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then
There's no God. Yeah.
the fuck. Shit. You got something to say? I forgot.
Well, I was gonna say, and I really liked when their characters get like booted out or whatever,
yeah.
and the nerdy guy goes, "Mom, this guy just threw out a lifesaver or whatever." Like he's talking to his mom about his fucking video game after just bitching
Yeah.
at her about touching his sock. Like,
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. The catchphrase.
Yes.
What's crime time or something like that?
It's crime o'clock.
And then crime o'clock. And then his mom starts vacuuming. And then once again you see Channing Tatum and Mom, don't be vacuuming. People are watching me right now. I'm saying my slogan or my catchphrase right now. And it's Channing Tatum saying it while you know the other kid is actually saying
that's what
it.
made
that's
what
what
made
I
that
mean.
scene hilarious.
Yes, that's what it helped. Yeah, allowed him to be over the top silly.
It's also
and
really-
made it worked.
it was a good way of introducing it into the game because he just came flying out of the sky.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds as the narrator, or guy as the narrator, starts talking about, it's like, see that guy? He's a superhero.
Yeah.
He's a
It's
hero.
like, see, that's not even his car.
He's one of the
Not even his
sunglass
wife.
people.
Yeah. Like, the rules are more of a
Yeah, a guy.
moderate suggestion. So because it really emphasizes like this is his world and this is his everyday life, and like he doesn't know the difference. And I think it's very brilliant on how well they did that.
Yeah, like when they're in the coffee shop and he tries to order a cappuccino.
I wanted to
was
talk
like,
about
whoa,
that
whoa,
because
whoa,
that was
whoa, whoa,
one
whoa.
of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was a really good scene.
Want to try
It says
something
a
new?
lot.
Yeah, but you always get a hot
couple
cup
levels.
of coffee with 2 sugars and two
Yeah,
sugars.
she-
and
everybody
Coffee,
was
2 sugars,
scared.
cream, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
then Johnny offers, do you want to get a shot?
But I like what he said, cappuccino. He's like, it's a
Oh, it's a fun word to
waterfall of
say.
letters or something like that.
Waterfall of letters. Ryan Reynolds right there. That's the best of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, you know, he put that. He
Ryan
wrote that in the
Reynolds-
screenplay.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has this odd quality.
With-
Like when he plays these characters, like his dialogue, some of the things, like, because at one point when he's stopping one of the robberies, he calls the robber an asshole mouth. And I just, the way he said, I'm like, he's the only one that can turn phrases like that honestly make very little sense. But he says
Yeah.
it in such a way that,
Because
like,
of that-
it A has weight,
with
and
the
B comes
innocence.
off. Yeah. It's exactly. It's the innocence. He says it without any sort of like affect to it. It just comes off,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and it's
Like he's
one
not
of the-
afraid of the consequence of anything that he's going to
Or
say.
he's trying
not-
new and
it's
he
not-
thinks that's
yeah.
ballsy or something.
It's not that he's not even afraid of the consequences. He just doesn't know that there are consequences.
Yeah.
Like he has no barometer.
It's like you
for
said,
the-
innocent. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the innocent feel.
Yeah, there's no
And I noticed
barometer
that
to
he
like
has
him
a
saying
lot of-
stuff.
I like his delivery with his whispering punchlines.
Yeah. And he's been
I
doing
think-
that forever.
Exactly,
too.
but
it's like his.
they're still
thing.
not old to me, and I think it's not many people that do it, but he's always done it, and it still fucking works.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and that's what it's like a skill that he tries to do where he thinks of like how nasty and naughty and like outlandish could he get, and then you put it next to a soft little teddy bear
Mm-hmm.
kind of concept. So you take the outrageous with the not outrageous, like the sensitive, innocence kind of thing. He just mashes them together.
Yeah, with a
He's
little
the-
bit of sarcasm.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Fucking
he's a
sold
man
it.
of sarcasm for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
But yeah, back to the coffee shop.
But
You
I
wanted to talk about it?
I just love that scene because of that. Like you said, he's like, "Oh, I want to try something like a cappuccino." Ooh, that's even fun to say. It's just it's a waterfall of letters.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go on about it, how it fucked everybody up. And
Oh
they
yeah,
were all
everybody just
scared.
stops and like I said, the officer Johnny's like, "Do you want to get shot?"
Yeah.
I did love, and that was the point that you see that he's the catalyst of change in the game. Because
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
leaves, she's like, cappuccino. And she starts thinking about it. And then Keys even makes that reference later. He's like, the barista just learned how to make cappuccinos, like through trial and error. Like,
Yeah.
like that was him explaining how Guy, the first AI, is affecting the rest of the game. Like, or the one bimbo that he says, "Oh, you can do better." She writes a scathing memoir of the patriarchy.
Yeah.
He's like, it's really good. It's
And-
a little wacky at times, but it's good.
Yeah.
And when later on, when they're like all grouped around the little park off, out of the way in the hidden spot, and he like says, "You guys can do whatever you want," and she stands up. You know what I want to do? Ryan's like, "Oh, you're gonna make a good cup of tea. I want to do whatever she says."
Make a
Yeah,
difference in the
it's like-
world.
It's like,
Even
oh,
better.
that's so much better. Yeah.
Yeah. That part was funny. Fucking the gun thing.
The guy with the hands.
Yeah,
too.
that-
It's like you could. It's like first of all, you can put your hands down. I just feel so. What if somebody comes in with a gun? It's just so much more efficient. This
And the
way.
callback at the end of the movie, and when they're actually in the new game, he just
Yeah.
looks at him and is like, "What? You got your hands up, dude? You know you can put them down."
Yep.
He just does it with body language. It was fucking hilarious.
So, talked about that couple of the characters. Did you guys have like a favorite character? Like, did you, other than maybe Guy, or because he's the lead, but did you have a favorite character that you enjoyed?
I actually enjoyed Buddy quite a bit because he was
I like that dude.
He was sincere.
he was sincere. He was he was trying to be the voice of reason a lot of the times. Like, he's trying to get Guy through all these things that like are out of character for the way life is, and he's trying to get him through it. To be the voice of reason, saying, "Hey, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is what we do." And that was sincerity.
Yep.
And then, like, especially when they're having that bit at the end when he's like, well, what if you found out that you weren't real? And he's like, so what? It's like, this moment is real. That was probably the most poignant
Yeah, and when he drops
bit
his
of
belt.
dialogue. No, like when they're in his apartment, when they're having that
Yeah, when
discussion,
have an
and
actual conversation.
he's like,
Oh,
whether or not I'm real
I
is
thought you said at
important.
the end of the movie.
No, when they're in the apartment, he's like, whether or not I'm real isn't important. This moment is real, and what could be more important than a friend helping his friend out when they're trying to go through something tough? I felt like that was probably
Right.
the most heartfelt and poignant line of the whole movie.
And
I agree.
that dude's reaction, his shame of being scared to take the gun when Ryan Reynolds walks
Yeah.
in after he gets to level 100.
Yep.
And how you just saw it, and he was like, "I wish I could take the gun, but I just can't." Like
Well, and Ryan
that was a
Reynolds,
sad, poignant moment.
Ryan Reynolds returned or line after that. He's like, "You're my best friend. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll be here if you decide differently. Like, I'm around."
hmm
And that was
Yeah.
their their relationship I found really like I liked a lot.
I like that dude. He's been around in movies.
He had a
was
show
in
for a while.
Fatherhood.
in the
he
last
was in
few.
Get Out. He was in.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah,
show
and
for
He's
a
been in a
while.
bunch of stuff.
Lil Rel
He's kind of the
Howery is his
same
name.
and everything, but he reminds me of Kevin Hart. Like he fucking has the similar delivery with
Yeah.
a better, lower pitched voice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. He doesn't sound quite as whiny.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him in Get Out.
yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, you can tell he's lost a lot of weight from that movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Aaron. Like, I really liked Buddy, and I really loved their chemistry for everything you just said.
Yeah.
I would say that not only was like he's the perfect force to consistently remind you that this is all a video game and none of these people know any better.
He's a counterbalance. That's really what it is.
Yeah,
He's a counterbalance
he's a
to Guy.
counterbalance.
And I
one of
will admit I got a little choked up when he gets deleted at
dusted.
the
Yeah,
end.
when he
I was
blipped.
like, I didn't cry.
Really?
Like,
That's what I called it. I called it blipped.
no tears or anything like that, but like I feel
At
just
the-
like, oh, that kind of hurt.
At the when they were running across the water,
The bridge.
that
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
when-
he basically
Yeah.
said is like, it's okay. You go do it. It's okay. This is what I'm
Yeah,
meant to do.
show
kind
that
of
we
thing.
matter. show that we matter.
Right on.
I agree. I also really liked when he went up to big buff guy.
He's like,
I'm here to help.
Don't touch him.
He's like, he thinks I'm a feather. He just gets tossed.
Oh God. He punches so hard, but his hands are so
So
soft.
soft.
This is a great line.
Oh shit.
It's like, yeah, he's very strong. Bye now.
It took me a second to realize that dude had just a blue shirt tattooed on his back.
Yeah, that tattoo.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck is that? I thought it was an arrow for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Was there any other characters?
I like the IT guy, the guy that dressed up like the bunny.
Oh, Mouser?
I mean, he wasn't
Mouser.
yeah.
That was funny. It's like, we're fucking apex predators, bitch.
Yeah,
all we do is fuck
fucking eat.
and eat.
But I didn't.
I don't know why, but I just thought it was funny.
It's a very odd line.
I was like, I'm about to go God on you. Yes.
Yeah.
My problem
And
with
then it's just a
Mouser
bunch of
was,
Fortnite.
like, even though like he proved himself at the end to be Keys' real friend, like up until like he knew something was up with Antoine, it seemed like he was more of a kiss ass and only cared about Antoine's approval.
Yeah,
He
And
was.
He didn't seem like a great friend up until the point when he realized that Antoine had actually stolen the
Yeah,
game.
the whole his Mouser's speech at the end of like how close of a friendship he had with Keys kind of was like, really? I didn't see that at all. I thought you just worked with this guy and he's like one of the cooler guys in the office. So you
that was my problem with Mouser is like just, I don't know.
I agree. I 100% agree. That's how I felt about him. That was bad by any means, but yeah.
He was just rather duplicitous.
I'm just trying to choose.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to choose a character that's not Guy, but Antoine was funny, but yeah, whatever. And then I hated the girl. She can fuck off. And then Keys is just kind of okay. He has a lot of hair.
Yeah,
Keys is just
Keys
there.
and Millie were.
Yeah.
Keys and Millie to me were.
And not that he's a bad actor for a kid or something.
No,
I
he's
don't know.
great.
They weren't terrible, but I have to kind of
Mhm.
agree with you guys in the fact that you could have taken their entire purpose out of this film, and
You could
it
have
would
left them
probably
as friends.
Well, no, you
been
already
just fine.
You already corrected that because
The story. I'm just saying, like the story put purpose, but it's really them, like their characters themselves.
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm not even hating on the actors because I don't think the actor. I think it's just the way that the characters were, where they're so basic and so just plain, and there's really no character to them, either of them, which is probably
fine
okay.
for a movie full of trope after trope.
Yeah,
But
I mean they're not supposed to be like the primarily focus anyway, but yet they kind of
They
are.
kinda-
Yeah.
they're the back nine.
But everybody else stole the scenes from them.
Yeah.
You
know
could
what I mean?
easily have taken one of them away and created the fact that the whole conflict now is that one of them's gone and Guy is written to show that one loved the other one. And you could have easily just removed one of those characters.
Yeah, it would have
And
meant
still
more.
had the
It would've-
movie.
Would have been way heavier.
Yeah, I can
Still would have been the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Your favorite character?
It was Buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I other than Ryan Reynolds, it was Buddy. For everything that I loved the chemistry that him and Guy had. Like,
And I like him dropping the belt. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but every time they get robbed, he would just be like, all right,
Just
part of the day,
up.
drop the belt, lay down. So when he dropped the belt at the end of the movie in the new game, out of like, it was more of a liberation, freedom type of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a nice touch.
Yep. It was no longer out of, expectation. It was
He doesn't
more,
even have to be a security guard anymore.
Yeah, that is what. Yeah,
those other
freedom,
security guards in the
I loved
building.
it.
Oh,
That security guy was a
awesome.
hero.
I loved that part. That was great. I thought that was hysterical.
Yep, that was awesome.
I did.
Did you?
I'm sorry. What?
Go for it.
I was just gonna say
Go for it.
the dude character. I thought was.
Yeah,
I did think he was very funny because of the fact that they said, "Oh, he's only half finished. We didn't have time to like write all this dialogue." So he would just say like adjective, catchphrase,
Yeah.
things like that. I thought he was very funny.
catchphrase. Yeah, I didn't have time to come up with a catchphrase. Although catchphrase is a good catchphrase.
That was cool. But the favorite was there's 3 things I like doing most: kicking ass, TBD, and I can't think of a third thing or something like that. But like to
Insert
be
third
announced
thing
or
here or something
to
like
be
that.
determined. Yeah, to be determined was the second.
I don't know why, but my favorite dude moment is when Buddy comes back at the end, and like, turns like Buddy, and then you see dude just go, no. And I don't know why it's so funny, other than the fact that he's just distressed at the fact that I assume he thinks Guy is gonna leave him. And his I don't know why, but his reaction was very funny to me.
I did like, dude, as soon as he got the glasses, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that was.
Oh. It's just like a dog. It's like, he's like, shiny things. Look at the shiny things.
Yeah, I was
twirling around the lamppost. He's definitely not a dancer.
Oh, definitely not a dancer.
I was very pleased with that decision. That decision of solving that fight.
Yeah.
I thought that was the right choice.
As ridiculous as it was.
I mean, they already brought out Captain America's shield, the Hulk punch, and a fucking lightsaber. Like, they had every tool at their expense, and then he chose to do that. And then, his reaction was just like, and then Ryan Reynolds was like, yeah, look at all the colors. Yep. There's so many treats.
I also like when you see what dude is looking at, and the little chosen icon is weight gain.
Is what?
What's that?
Weight gain. It's a protein shake.
Oh.
So that's what was. So when he puts on the glasses, right, you can choose your menu.
Oh yeah.
That was the menu. That was the item in the first menu. As soon as dude put the glasses on, was weight gain. I thought that was just funny because like that's all he's gonna do is just fucking drink shit.
So have you guys read that Ryan Reynolds had to call in a bunch of favors to get Chris Evans and the Marvel stuff into the movie?
Well, isn't this a Disney movie?
No.
I have no idea.
I read today that it was when they bought Fox.
Well, it's a Fox movie. It was a Fox movie, and then.
But now,
Disney
now
owns
that means
everything,
it's a Disney movie.
Yeah, I guess.
But he had to call in a bunch of. He had to call in a bunch of shit to like get those like.
And then
green lighted.
Chris Evans was shooting a movie nearby, so.
So he did like 5 minutes worth of work.
Ryan just 10 minutes, but Ryan just texted him and Chris Evans was like, yeah, I could be over there, but I only got 10 minutes. So he recorded the reaction.
Shit?
What the shit? And I thought it was so fucking necessary. Good on Ryan for making that happen, because
that's Ryan Reynolds' attention to detail.
Yeah,
like, he wants his movies to be the best they can while still being fun. Yeah. And he succeeds a lot of the time.
Yeah, if there's anything about this, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Even all the gripes and whatever. And it was fucking Fantasyland. Like, there's moments where it's like, if you were trying to be logical and realistic, you'd be like, that doesn't make sense. But there's no point in looking at this film with those eyes.
This had more of a realistic perspective of what the video game world would be in that kind of situation.
Right.
Like, you had Ready Player One that came out, right? And that was about simulation.
Yeah.
This is not. This is about video games. Yeah. And like, as much as I love the idea,
and I like how they made that world real. Like, her avatar sheds a tear once.
Yeah.
And that's like unnecessary because you're in a video game. But they broke that rule for the sense of
realism.
Yeah, the emotion to bring to the screen or something. So I like the choices they made, and it really had a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the part where they're talking about when he's talking to Keith. He's like, "Do you know why I buried your game? Because it wouldn't have made any money. No one wants to sit around and watch life, happen and stuff like that. Like, people want to do that, and I think that's actually a very real thing of to say. Like, why is it all about the money? Why isn't it about video games have become an art form to whatever degree. Like, they're definitely an art. They're artistic now, especially your indie games. And so there's something to be said for that. Like, that's the valuing what society values now versus like what art actually is, or whatever, however you want to look at it. I thought that was really good.
I can attest to that too, because like for me, one of the biggest reasons why I love playing Fallout 4 is purely I just love building the settlements. Mm-hmm. I love to go around all of the settlements and make their apocalyptic world fantastic.
Right.
That is it. I don't even play the story. I don't even go around getting XPs or anything like that to do whatever to get these massive weapons. So like, I totally understand that kind of. I would be one of those guys. Let's watch that. Let's just watch these characters do fucking weird things or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever that life game.
Life itself.
as is.
Life as it.
Life
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Life as yeah.
Which looked super cool. Kind of reminded me of Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that.
Kind of reminded me of Dynatopia.
What Horizon? What'd you say?
Like just that world of that Life as is or whatever kind of reminded me of like the video game Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Just
because of the
visual.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, just the visual stuff. That's about it.
But the dinosaurs make me think of Dynatopia, but that's me.
So
Dino Crisis.
We were already kind of talking about it, but I don't think we really had your thought of like what's your favorite like scene that you had. Did you have a favorite scene that you really enjoyed? We keep talking about scenes that we like, but it's basically the whole fucking film.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
It's like most characters have like my favorite joke or something. Some moment of silliness. Favorite scene. I'm gonna have to think on this if Aaron is ready.
Well, I mean, I'll go back to just when Buddy and Guy are talking in his apartment. I think that it's a moment of seriousness that tempers out like the kind of the ridiculousness of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a comedy, that one serious moment, maybe not the one serious moment, but that serious moment is probably my favorite scene because it carries the most weight. Like to me, it definitely carries the most emotional weight. You know, so I don't know.
It was a very appropriate weight to have at the right moment too.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes some things feel a little whatever, kind of placed in there to have that, you know, just so you get that balance or that.
Right.
But it seemed like the appropriate time to do it too.
Yeah, it was a perfect point. Like, and even that, like, they had a little bit of comedy in there because, like, you know, Buddy's trying to imagine himself being a ghost, and he's like, "Well, what kind of ghost am I?" And like, let's move on from the concept. And then you get that very like not heavy, but like that very poignant, you know, statement of like, why does it like, so what? Like, this moment is real. It doesn't matter if I'm real. Like, what could be more important than, you know, someone helping their friend through a tough time? You know, that's what, like, so like that for me, that scene is my favorite.
Yeah. And mine's close to that. It was his moment of clarity, his epiphany when he learns that he's just a background character in this fake ass thing. And the montage of him like dealing with that, and then he's walking down the street and some dude punches him in the face, and he just goes, "Yep, that makes sense." Like that's what's supposed to happen. Like, I don't know.
When he yells
I really like his usually moments of clarity in movies are a little like, all right, this has to happen. Let's hurry up. Let's get to the next, because then that goes into like the third act, and that's where all the action is.
Yeah.
And then, but this one was just really fun and not boring whatsoever.
Like as soon as he put those glasses on,
into the conversation, I believe, at the apartment.
Yeah.
As soon as he put those glasses on, we were like, "Now here's the ride."
Yeah.
Yeah. We were waiting for the top, and now it's all downhill and whirls and loops and.
I did like when he yells at the cat lady. He's like, "That's Phyllis." He's like, "Hey, Phyllis,
Yeah.
no, I haven't seen your cats. You know what would help? Close your fucking door. They don't have thumbs." And then he's just yelling in the street, and then the two cars hit him, and he's laying on there. He's like, "Officer Johnny!" So yeah, I think that's the part that leads into his discussion with Buddy.
Yeah. Your favorite?
It was the coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was the coffee shop scene. I just because that was that moment of breaking character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the moment that set the whole his whole adventure.
It was the perpetual.
Because without the coffee shop scene, you wouldn't have got the bank, him grabbing the gun and accidentally fighting off the bank heist is fucking hilarious. Because you guys haven't played GTA Online heist yet.
Oh no, not
okay.
I haven't done that. I haven't played Payday or anything like that either.
Yeah, but like the heist is like it's a big deal. Like you gotta You do the same thing every fucking mission, or there's like only like 5 of them, but you get together with friends and you gotta like have strategy and like do the thing, take it serious. So for them to like talk about like getting robbed, Buddy Ryan was like, "Oh, when the guy stepped on my face," and Buddy was like, "Was that the 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock?" He was like,
Yeah.
"No."
Oh, did you see that guy's shoes? Oh, they were super nice. They
Yeah.
described the measurements. Oh, did you see that? Oh, it's
And-
right when he was stepping on my face.
And I like that too. Like when he puts on the glasses, whatever, he gets the money, he just like hovers it and he's like, "What is this?" He goes straight to the ATM. He's like, "So much money." And he goes and buys the shoes.
The shoes, yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Because you knew that was coming. Like you knew
Yeah.
they set that up for sure. It was
And
like,
I'm glad they
it's like,
had
"God,
super.
today's the day." And he goes to his bank, 187. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
not today.
So close.
Yeah, and the shoe guy is just looking at him like every day.
Yep.
They're never gonna get these shoes.
And then he gets them, and the guy's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, fucks with him
Yeah.
like the
yeah,
coffee
he's like
shop
switching.
lady.
Like, he's just like, And that's what that's like I said. I think that's why I like the coffee shop. And plus, I just loved Officer Johnny going, "You want to get shot?" It's like, "Are you about to get shot?" Like, I just loved it because it came out of nowhere. It's like you're fucking with shit up, and it's like, oh, it's got to end.
Yep.
But, yep. I want a cappuccino. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys want a sequel?
Mm,
There's no need for a sequel.
do I want one? Yeah. Do I want one? No. But if it came out, will I watch it? Yeah.
Do you
Absolutely.
think Ryan Reynolds would be in it?
He would have to? That's the only way I would watch it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Because
it's-
apparently Disney wants a sequel. And I thought the same thing. Unnecessary.
it is
They
unnecessary.
capped
I
out
think
the
the story's
story.
a one and done.
Yeah, the
They
story is
want to cash
finished.
out.
Mhm.
Unless they went into the other world where they are now, like Life as Is
Well,
place,
of course,
and then
that's where they go. But
and then they continue to do something else. Like, sure, as
Recycle.
long as Ryan Reynolds is in it, I will watch it.
I don't know. Yeah, Buddy has to be in it too.
That the maybe a duo. Maybe they
Yeah.
could be the love interest kind of thing.
A
The
buddy
bromance.
cop movie
Yeah, they're
between Buddy
bromance.
and Guy, like a buddy cop movie, would be hilarious.
There we go. There we go.
Maybe somebody kidnaps dude, and they gotta
big dude. Yeah,
they gotta find him back.
That's the dude.
they gotta go get him back. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're basically turning
gotta
this
go
into
hunt
like
some sons
a
of
live
bitches.
action Wreck-It Ralph.
It felt like that a couple moments in it. It felt like Wreck-It Ralph
I
once
could
or
agree with
twice.
that.
For sure.
I could agree with that. That's awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Uh,
What would you give this rating?
This is a rating time. It was gonna be my.
Aaron? 1 to 5 stars?
If only for the fact that I feel like the love story could have been done better. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because I thought it was a stellar movie. I was thoroughly entertained. It's well done. Other than that love story part that I have an issue with, but everything else is fucking spot on for me. So I'll give it a 4.5.
I completely agree. A 4.5 because I hate that fucking lady's wardrobe when she's in the game.
Hmm.
What do they call them? Skins? Oh yeah, that shit. It's like,
Skins.
why are you guys trying
Take
to make
off
me
your skin. I don't know how to do that.
I want to comply, but your orders
Where'd you
are
get the
so
skin
confused.
from? I don't know.
the
Good
order.
genetics.
No, yeah, 4.5 because of the love thing, and yeah. But yeah, good time. Highly
Yeah.
suggest. Highly
Definitely
recommended.
watchable. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I watched it a second time this morning, and I kind of had more fun with it
Yeah.
the second time. But I wasn't a deer stand the first time I watched it.
Cal, what do you give it?
Wooga, wooga.
Why wouldn't you just raise his
Damn it.
arms? He's got
Yeah, he gives it
fingers. 5.
Oh.
Gives it a 5. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of his ratings.
Until we get a skeleton with opposable fingers.
Or until one of them breaks off, or one of the cats chews it off. I don't know. Yeah, I give it a 4.5 as well. I think that's very solid. I personally, I couldn't quite give it a 5. 4.5. I even kind of struggle with that because if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds, I don't think this
Yeah.
movie would have done so well.
Oh no, nobody else really
And-
could have played
and-
the character right.
And then me learning that he
Did
fixed
so much.
the screenplay and chose the music and Yeah, this movie would have been a shit show without him.
This is a Ryan Reynolds film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
like,
sure.
and there's nothing about this that doesn't say otherwise.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get the same feeling in Deadpool.
I was just gonna say this is
it has the
right up
exact
there with the
same
Deadpool
feeling.
like sense. Like it's a Ryan Reynolds film. It's nothing. Nobody else is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can see all the other films that he's acted in, but when you see him doing the writing and doing all like, it totally shows.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah, and it's
shows.
cool that he even like fight for credit or get paid extra for all the writing that he contributed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just did it for the sake to make attention to detail and to make the movie better.
And if I wasn't such a huge Ryan Reynolds fan, once again, this would have probably have gone into like a 3, depending on who the actor was.
Yeah, because I definitely would have watched this movie.
Absolutely.
The
It was
concept is
entertaining.
cool. Yeah.
So it was definitely entertaining. But yeah, 4.5, 4.5 for sure. I agree with you guys.
Stuff.
So
4.5 badges.
blue shirts,
Blue shirts.
4.5 blue shirts,
Yeah.
4.5 black coffees, cream, and 2 sugars.
Cappuccinos.
So that saying that how much I love Ryan Reynolds and how much I'm kind of obsessed with Ryan Reynolds. Jason, you wanted I completely botched this up for the beginning, but
It's too late.
Nope, we're gonna do it.
No. It's too late. It's already late. We're gonna end this episode. We're done.
No, we're gonna do it.
You gave me responsibilities and then you totally skipped.
because someone didn't remind me.
What the fuck do I need to remind you?
Because
It's
I
part
got
of the fucking format.
I got a bunch of other things I got going on.
Oh, don't get defensive.
So-
I don't give a fuck. But yeah, the intro segment. The idea was to fanboy over
Let's
Ryan
fanboy
Reynolds.
now. There's no reason why we
I
can't
already
do it.
know you have a fucking shrine. I know your answer. Aaron, are you a Ryan Reynolds fanatic?
Fanatic? No, I'm
Or
a
do you
fan.
just-
Like I like it. I like watching his movies. But I wouldn't call
me
myself
too.
a fanatic.
What film did you become a fan of?
I think probably Van Wilder was probably the first movie I can really remember watching with, or not. I shouldn't say the first one I can really remember because there's a movie from way back in 1993 that I watched with him in it.
So, are you saying the first time you saw him, you were instantly a fan?
No, that's why I was
usually not
trying to
how that
reconfigure
works.
the way I was answering because I started to say the first thing I saw him in, like, but the first thing I really enjoyed that he was in was probably Van Wilder.
Yeah.
One of the first movies that really made me laugh with him in it that I can remember him being in was Van Wilder. Although I do remember him from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place as well.
Yeah, I never seen that.
That's an old series. I don't think he was in it.
Yeah,
super long.
Well, there was only like two
seasons.
seasons, and that was
Yeah.
it.
I saw some shit. I think 1993 Ordinary Magic. I think it
Yes,
might be that Canadian
That's the movie
show.
I was just thinking of. No, Ordinary Magic is
Oh, it's a movie?
It's a movie where he's like a Buddhist or something like that at like 15, and he and a bunch of kids.
He's
he
a
gets
fucking
sent to
kid.
live with his aunt, and they decide to like protest against the ski resort that's trying to encroach. And I remember blips of this movie because I watched it once,
Right.
but like I remember bits and pieces here and there, and it took me forever to realize it was Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah, he barely looks.
It's come a long way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A long way.
I mean, what did he just turn?
It's
47. That we just turned.
Something like that. Yeah, and October 23rd was his birthday. Or
Yeah, 'cause I think he's like 10 years older than me.
23rd.
So
23rd.
yeah. So yeah, in '93.
Yeah,
he
we
would've
did
been-
look up his birthday at work.
We
Yeah.
did. Because we thought about having a Ryan Reynolds month.
Yeah,
But
so he would have
He's
been
like,
13.
oh, then
Tim-
Jason's like, well, when's his birthday? I was like, oh, it just passed. So
So
Tim is a fucking fanatic.
I am.
Ordinary Magic would have been like 13 or 14 in, from what I can tell, and he looks it.
It looks like the photo I saw. It really looks like a school picture from back in the with the bad haircut and the nice coat.
But yeah, I think Van
All
Wilder was
right,
probably the first one that I remember laughing at with him and like kind of can remember.
All right, Tim.
Well, it'd be the same. It'd be Van
Yeah.
Wilder. It was the film that I remember going, oh, wow, I like this guy. Oh, this is funny. But even though I remember I watched Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, the show itself wasn't like rememberable, and it really didn't have a lot of I
No,
don't know
it was fine.
to it.
It wasn't
I guess
great.
it was fine. Yeah, it
That's
wasn't
why
like
it only
any
lasted
Friends
2
or
seasons.
anything like that.
Ran from
It was
98
like
to 2001, by the way.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Two Broke Girls,
Okay.
but older and with
It had the
two
three. It had
guys.
the
I never
Three's
seen Two
Company
Broke Girls, but I
dynamic.
know about it.
It was kind of the Three's
Yeah.
Company dynamic because it was
I like Three's
obviously 2
Company.
guys and a girl, and they live in an apartment above a pizza place. So like, there's that, two of one sex and one of the other living together, and shenanigans
Uh-huh.
ensue.
And then the landlord, fucking
Yeah. I don't know if the landlord was involved.
Don
in this.
Knotts.
Yeah, well, yeah, Don Knotts.
That's
and
what. That's
think
what I
Will-
mean. Yeah.
But yeah, it was Van Wilder.
Mine was Waiting. But yeah, I don't remember which one I watched first, but I've seen plenty of his films, but it
Sure.
took me until I was like, you know what? I liked this guy. I liked his comedy. Because I was kind of a hipster hater whenever he was too fucking pretty for me to like him right away.
Yeah.
He was too goddamn perfect. So I was like, I don't want to like this guy.
Yeah.
Give me reasons to not like him. And
But you could.
I was eventually proved wrong.
Yep.
And Waiting was the movie for me, It nailed the kitchen comedy
Yep.
that I grew up with, working at Ground Round pretty fucking well and exaggerated barely.
It's not that exaggerated, so
Nope. It really is
there's
not.
a lot less genitalia being floated around, but a lot of the language is the same.
Oh yeah, it really did have. It was on point
Yeah.
for most of what they did. I mean,
That's why
the
there's not-
grotesque things about it weren't. That was
Right.
probably more of the exaggeration, but not by far.
No, I've seen
I've seen some shit.
Pretty
plenty
shady
of
shit.
cooks nutsacks. But I got my next question is your favorite cameo of his, and I asked this because the guy seems to do a lot of fucking cameos for like favors or just because he's in the area, like a
Flips
good.
in and out.
good-
you know,
So yeah, I don't know if you guys can think of any favorite cameos from Ryan Reynolds.
Mine is Harold and Kumar.
I was gonna say that's the
What's
only one
he
I can
doing
really
now?
think of. Cameo. He's the doctor. He's like, but why?
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh well, this man needs a lot of marijuana. Marijuana, but why? And then I just like when they fix the guy or whatever, and he's like so moist, just damps him with a towel. I that was probably my favorite cameo of his.
I personally don't think
So.
of very many other cameos per se. Like he's done bit
Mine
parts.
is
but,
Ted. Him and Ted with Patrick Warburton,
Warburton.
the dude that that played the original Tick.
Yeah.
He decides he's gay or some shit, and Ryan Reynolds is his lover. And
Yep.
He's just saying dirty shit to Ryan Reynolds or about Ryan. Ryan Reynolds doesn't say a word. He's just standing there
Just
looking pretty.
smiles.
Yeah.
Just holds his hands and smiles.
Yep.
And then he was in A Million Ways to Die in the West as
And then I
well.
saw him today in A Million Ways to Die, and no words whatsoever. Just gets
stands up.
shot. He just like, I don't know what to do, and they get shot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't really recall him doing cameos and other things either, but I feel like he has.
Yeah.
Just
It's,
for the life of me, I can't think of
I
any.
don't remember any of them. That's the problem. Like the ones in like Ted and like A Million Ways to Die. And that's the problem is I've only seen those movies like once, and they weren't my
Yeah.
favorites. So like I don't remember a lot about them.
Yeah.
I know. Do you have a favorite film or two of his? I say two because one of them's probably fucking Deadpool. I would have to assume because it's kind of the greatest movie, one of the greatest ever made.
I mean, absolutely. Deadpool's my number
What's
one.
that, Tim? I can't hear you.
Deadpool is my number one. Like,
Yeah.
I could not have
Is there
had.
another one that you would consider favorite, or like you see him give the most transition or transformation in a role? Because he kind of plays the same.
So, I
realm.
mean, the thing I've loved about Ryan Reynolds is the fact that he didn't pigeonhole himself. So he started off doing comedies, like primarily comedies. Like he's known as the comedy guy. Like he did Van Wilder, he did Waiting, but then he goes and does like Amityville Horror, and then he goes and does Blade Trinity. Those are more serious. And then he goes and does Buried. He had 9 Lives, which is a an independent film that he was in.
The
It was
Nines.
Oh, the
series
Nines.
Yeah, the Nines. That's what
I never
not
saw
Nines.
that.
The Nines.
Do you know what's really funny is Blade Trinity is in between Van Wilder and Waiting,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is weird.
Well,
But,
Waiting.
I know what you mean.
Waiting was
Doesn't
made.
feel right. Yeah.
Waiting was made like early 2000s, but it didn't get released. I think it was distributing problems until
really?
2003. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I was working at the theater when it came out, and it took so long. Like,
Nobody wanted to buy it, probably. It was
yeah,
an
and I think that's what it
independently
was.
made
Yeah,
film.
I think that's what it was. So,
They shopped it at Cannes. And
but yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed him in Blade, and then I thoroughly enjoyed him in Amityville. I was just like, and he looks fucking great in a beard.
yeah.
But so like the transformation, I don't know, man. The dude doesn't hold himself back. He can do it all. And he's an action star. He can play a dramatic role. He can
Yeah,
play
but
love
he's always got
interest.
the same sarcastic comedic delivery.
Yeah, I mean, Buried.
I've
he
never
didn't,
what?
and Buried he did not.
No, he was busy.
yep.
He had no time for jokes.
He
and
did
Barry.
not. It's true. It was straight up business,
He cannot waste that cell phone battery.
All for naught.
which was also probably the most impressive film I've seen him do.
I mean, it's impressive
Because-
for any actor to be that fucking entertaining when you're in a box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just him too. It was
Yeah.
just him. And sorry, Aaron, what were you?
Yeah.
Oh no, I said you were talking about Barrett. I was like, all for naught, because doesn't he die at the end?
Yeah, he gets buried.
Yeah.
He's already buried, but it gets caved in by.
He breaks the
explosion.
coffin open, and it just
But honestly, my favorite film that he's in, other than Deadpool,
Yep.
and Deadpool 2,
Yeah.
is and any other Deadpools he does. It's got to be It's got to be Just Friends.
Oh,
The couple reasons why is, for one, even though it's a Christmas film, it's not a holiday film. It has almost nothing to do about the season as much as and it's not even a rom-com because it's not even about trying to romanticize. It's basically, like you said, and I have to almost agree, it's almost like a coming of age kind of thing. It's like about him having to prove that he is not who he was to these people who he doesn't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
That's basically, he wants to get the girl of his dreams. Yeah, but it's more of like out of
finding
revenge.
himself and
It's more out of revenge than it is about.
That's how it starts
stuff,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. A
and,
spite.
Spite. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It's more of like, ha, I'm better than you now, and kind
And to
of
see
thing.
Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit.
Yeah. And singing that song.
I swear.
No, is it? Doesn't he sing
It's
it
all for
with a
one.
guitar or something?
No, it's
No.
all. Well, no, that's Freddie Prinze. Is that who that was? No, Chris Klein. That was who.
Freddie Prinze.
Chris
Oh.
Klein, Freddie Prinze. I was like, no,
Those
Chris.
two
Oh,
look
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
same to
yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, God, did you see that guy? He's got a bazillion fingers. But the reason why that Just Friends is, I don't know, it's so funny is his relationship with his little brother
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
fucking kills me.
that was good.
When I saw that in theaters, I was by myself, and thank God, because I laughed my ass off so hard during that I fell out of my seat. I thought it was fucking, just when he goes up and he just smacks him and he like tries to run away and like trips him and he just goes and sits on him, and like, I just thought that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and-
didn't find that movie till years after it came out, and then, yeah, it's one
And
of my
and I thought
favorite
that
rom-coms.
and I thought that Anna Faris too was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, their relationship
She's the-
was great. She was probably the
the
funniest.
diva, drunk.
Yeah, she was probably the funniest of that entire film, but
One of the best lines.
she was more of like the catalyst for a lot of the shit that was going on. Like, him having to deal with her was hilarious.
Yeah,
One of the best lines is when Stephen Root is like telling him to go manage Anna Faris, and he's like,
Mhm.
she's a crazy person. He's like, hey, you were the one that slept with her. He's like, that was one time, and I ended up in the hospital.
Yeah. He was also, at the time, Ryan Reynolds was engaged to Alanis Morissette
oh yeah,
Keeping it
at
Canadian.
that time. Yeah. He
Mhm.
was like, what, 26 maybe? And she was like
30.
40?
Yeah, she's
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how old she is, but she's, yeah, definitely like 12 years older than him at the time.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, Just Friends, man. I have to say, because I really liked for that movie, it was a lot of him having to deal with shit. And I just thought it was great. Especially like the whole reindeer scene, like the whole like fucking like the decorations out in the lawn and shit like that. And
it was
the reindeer on
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
It's like, oh, you don't see that every day.
That reminded me of National Lampoon stuff.
It's all him reacting to circumstances that are thrust upon him. Like the situations and circumstances he ends up in, it's him reacting to them. And that's one of the things he excels at. He's kind of like Steve Martin in that respect. He reacts. He has the ability to react in a comedic way every time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's so fucking witty and so quick, and so like it fits so well.
He just has
too.
like the perfect tone.
Yeah.
Even if he's saying the meanest shit.
Yeah. And that movie, I think, right there had a lot to do with it. Just like he's like, Mom, have you seen my ice skates? Like, oh, I got rid of those. And he's like, oh, my snow globe.
That's right.
I love my snow globes. It just is like so like. Fuck is this? He's so pathetic.
My two. So the two that I'm going to name off are. So he's not the main actor in either of these, but I definitely enjoy his performances in both of them. So I'm going to name it Paperman with Jeff Daniels and Lisa Kudrow and Emma Stone. Yeah, that's right.
Damn, I never heard of this movie.
Tim's got it. Let him borrow it because it's a great movie. Because Jeff Daniels has the best line in the movie, but I don't know what to do with
my hands.
Oh yeah, nice.
He's getting like reamed out by Lisa
Is
Kudrow.
it one of the first I don't know what to do with my hand jokes? You think?
It's not a joke. It's actually a serious moment because Jeff Daniels is a writer that's trying to write a follow-up to his best-selling book, and Ryan Reynolds is his childhood imaginary friend who's like a superhero.
Who's a superhero
called Captain Excellent. And but Jeff Daniels is going through writer's block, and he befriends Emma Stone, who's a child essentially. And at the end, Lucy Kudrow who's his wife, finds Emma Stone staying at the place he's at, and so they're arguing. And what his reaction is like, his admittance to having writer's blocks, he just screams, "I don't know what to do with my hands." Like, and he's supposed to be a writer.
The same. The weird thing, it's a really good because he has this weird quirkiness where he takes all the furniture from the inside and puts it outside.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so weird. Like, it's not like, I don't know. So you got to watch it. I got to find it.
It's a well done movie. But the other one, again, he's not the main actor, but Smoking Aces. I love for the ending of that movie when he is sitting between the mob boss and the other guy. He locks the door and he sets his gun down in between them, and because his partner's just died, and he yanks the plug and he just sits there and looks at the door. And that is the only part that I truly remember from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason I love the
Ben Affleck's first death scene.
Yeah, that's
he was only in it. He's only in it for like 5 seconds.
Because he goes to the planning
Ben Affleck.
phase.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he gets the drive-by shooting. It's like it was his first ever death scene, and he was only in the film for 5 seconds.
Little cameo death.
Basically.
Oh,
yeah. You said he's not really like the main actor, but he is primarily the main one that we are like supposed to follow, other than Jeremy Piven's character. So, I mean, there's a lot of characters, but he's the cop.
And Ray Liotta, who are the partners in the van, like they're the ones that like you're supposed to kind of like be interested in, besides Jeremy Piven.
Yeah,
oh, Common was really
too.
Common was really fucking good in that movie.
I like Chris Pine. Chris Pine and Kevin Durant, because they were the neo-Nazi.
Yeah, I remember Chris Pine. Fuck, I didn't realize that was Chris Pine. Fuck.
Yep. That's why I like him, because he's
Smoking
like
Aces is pretty fucking old.
It's a fantastic film. Once again, his action, like that was his like first fucking action film other than Blade Trinity, but this was a whole other type of action.
Yeah.
Like that was an intense film. Blade Trinity wasn't that intense.
No.
There was no comedic like, aspect to his character in Smoking Aces, like as there was in Blade Trinity. I do have one other film that I really loved him in, and this is kind of under the radar, and that's Chaos Theory.
I haven't seen
I remember
that.
you making me watch that. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was
I
good.
love it for the same kind of reason of how he's this guy he's all about time. He's a time management coach. And then it's basically he has control because it's all about control. And then he has to play the whole chaos theory fucking bit where it's things are out of his control and he didn't know how to deal with it. And it all starts with him finding out that his children aren't his. And he loses his shit.
Yeah,
and it just goes down from
the daughter is his best friend's daughter or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yep. Which he didn't know until later, but the point is he's sterile. And he's been sterile like his entire life.
Yeah.
And it's a great film.
It's Ryan Reynolds reacting to circumstances thrust upon him, not like anything of his own doing.
Yep. But what he does is he just takes these 3 cards and he writes down 3 options and he just random by chance picks one and then he has to commit. So like there's like he goes to a hockey game and he like writes these 3 things down and he like picks one and he's like one of them's like go get a beer or a hot dog, walk out or go streaking. He fucking picks the streaking one and he does it. Like it's a entertaining film, but it has this weird charm to it too. And I really connected with that film for whatever reason.
I'll have to remember that. Or
did you guys watch Safe House by chance?
I did. With Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I thought it was
I thought you just recently watched it.
No, I was asking you if it was worth a watch.
It's
because
it's worth it.
Denzel's the shit. So yeah.
Denzel's good in it.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is good in it. Who's the?
Because it was on Netflix, I think.
It's still on.
It's not like the best film.
Okay.
It's not the best film by any means, but it's definitely worth watching. It was decent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who did it?
You guys watch those?
Oh, that was Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, that's who it was. I don't know.
That was a good movie. 2 Guns. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, I'm thinking Way of the Gun.
That's a great movie. That's Ryan Phillippe and Benicio.
I love that movie.
I had to show somebody the beginning of that movie the other day, by the way. Like, I had to find that opening clip where they're leaning on the car, and then they just punch Sarah Silverman in the fucking face. That's Ryan Phillippe's
She's a prostitute in the movie I watched today.
Yeah.
Nasty. Yeah, in The Million Ways to Die.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's dating that one dude that
just makes me think of her character in The League.
She's in The League?
She was in The League. She was.
I've seen
she's Paul Scheer's sister, and she's like, she talks about how she like taught all the guys how to go down on women, and she's like giving the like the fucking rhyme.
That's right.
Like, open the church.
What about you today? I don't think you answered.
Well, my favorite movie is Deadpool 1, 2. That was good. You
said Waiting was the first film that you saw.
Yeah, so it's really Van Wilder and Waiting.
But those are your favorite films?
Yeah, because I'm a fan, but I'm not like I need to watch everything that he puts out like you are.
Yeah.
So I need to watch. I need to watch more of his films. And
there's not. I have a lot of them, but I haven't bought it on a DVD in a long time either anymore. But I don't think there's probably only 2 or 3, and that's prior. That's not anything prior to like when he was a kid and stuff. 2 guys, a girl, and a Pizza Place. I've seen just about everything that's come out after that. Yeah, I think there's probably only one.
Did you like the Hitman Bodyguard, or did you even watch the latest one, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard? Or
no,
whatever?
not yet.
Salma Hayek, I think.
I know because now it's out. You can rent
lately.
it.
Yeah.
I think, right?
What?
Or I was just waiting until it came out for free because I didn't think it was.
Yeah, the first one I tried to watch, I fucking fell asleep.
Is it streaming anywhere?
I don't know.
I bought it. I bought the first one.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed. It had nothing to do with Ryan Reynolds disappointing me. It was just a disappointing film.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I fall asleep to a lot of films, but usually I wake up going, "Oh fuck," and then I rewind or rewatch the movie in general. But I didn't feel that need to be like, I'm just gonna not rewatch this movie.
There was a film that he did right after like Van Wilder and stuff, where he was a school teacher. And it was a TV film.
School of Life.
Yep, School of Life. And that film actually I have it too. That film actually really made me like Ryan Reynolds a lot because he went and did Van Wilder. I don't know. Do you have that up right now, Aram? IMDb?
I can. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. What's
So
up?
let me know when that movie came out. How long ago
School of
after
Life?
Van Wilder?
Ooh, hold on.
Like
I gotta
2002,
go down the list here.
2003? Because it was a TV. It was like ABC or whatever, like TV show or TV movie.
Yeah. Movie made for TV.
But it was
School of Life
it was
was
good.
2005.
Damn. Okay. So
And Van
he had
Wilder
already
was
come out with
2002.
So he plays a school. He plays a school teacher or like a
His
substitute.
catalog is huge.
Substitute school teacher,
Yeah.
Sorry.
and he is very unorthodox. But what he does is he gets his students involved into teaching by basically acting out and making it interesting.
Mhm.
And so it's like every kid would love to have a teacher like that. Is
Oh,
basically, and it's it's Ryan Reynolds. But it was his softer side, it was his family side, and that's what I think really made me like Ryan Reynolds. Is he's not just this filthy mouth guy like he was in Van Wilder
Right.
or in Waiting. He has that appropriate, family side. And
That
there's
sounds like it
more
was,
to it too.
It sounds like it was his Dead Poet Society, really, to be completely honest.
I mean, you find out, to spoiler it, you find out that he has cancer and he died. But so,
Sounds about right.
Right on.
but
I was just noting that, like, 2005, he released that movie, The Amityville Horror, Waiting, and Just Friends, all in 2005.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
busy guy.
And then, yeah,
Well-
he consistently releases a movie at least 1 or 2 movies every year for ever.
Yeah, his catalog.
Well,
is
apparently,
fucking giant.
I don't know if it's a rumor. Apparently, he wants to take a little sabbatical from
Yeah,
acting.
I
He wants to
wouldn't-
step away from acting for a little while.
I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah,
He's got 4 or
Right.
5 movies slated for next year.
Yeah. And I mean, I
and
don't.
one of them better be Deadpool 3.
I
One
wouldn't
of them-
blame
one
him
of them's
either
announced
because
this week.
I wouldn't blame him either because he's got a family now too, and
Yeah.
he really, really he's all about his family.
And he
So-
bought a fucking soccer
team.
team.
Yeah.
Oh
with,
yeah, that's
And they're
right.
he's making a document or a show about that.
Yep, with the guy from It's
Rob
Always
McCallum.
Sunny
yeah.
in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we talked about his favorite film.
Mhm.
What is his, in your opinion, his worst film that he's done?
The Change Up.
Really?
I don't like Freaky Friday type shit. And I the movie wasn't bad because Jason Bateman and but to watch him play that role was just kind of like, you're better than this, dude. Fucking playing that bachelor that fucks every girl, like
Basically playing
all
Van
those
Wilder,
cliche-
but more
yeah.
of more of
Yeah.
like a douchey,
Lost Cause, too old for this type of shit.
Yeah,
So
he's a 30-year-old trying to be 20-year-old still.
yeah, that I
Okay, I would not have expected you to not like that film.
well, it's not I don't like it. I don't like Freaky Friday type of tropes. So that's what I really don't like.
Yeah, you're the
And
one that
they did
wanted me
fine,
to watch
but-
Freaky.
Huh?
Hmm?
You want to get freaky?
Oh, you wanted me to watch Freaky.
You did,
Vince
didn't
Vaughn.
you?
Yeah, I did, but you were the one that told me, "Hey, I need to watch this."
That had a nice little twist to it.
Well, I'm just,
The reason
I'm
why I
just
know I
saying
don't
you
like them because I watch
contradicted
every single
yourself.
one of them.
all right, I got you. All right,
Nah, I don't know.
that would be the one. Do you have a
That's the one.
secondary after that you can think of? I mean, you haven't really seen his catalog as much, so
Right, and it's not like like I said, I thought he was better than the role he was playing. And so was Jason Bateman. They were both better than. They shouldn't have taken that movie.
okay.
But maybe, yeah.
I can't argue with that. That I enjoyed the film, but the film also felt like it was trying to be something it wasn't.
It's just
Like it was trying to be
very
like this.
unoriginal.
I feel
Absolutely.
like-
but it was like
I feel like that setup had been done recently, and they kind of just did it again. I don't remember what
Yeah.
other movie kind of did it, but I feel like that was why I didn't watch it.
Like in that era when it came
Yeah.
out, it was like one of the third movies that had the same type of fucking shit,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, and I think
I
that
get
was
that.
Yeah, that was the reason I don't think I ever watched it, was because it was like, I'd already seen this, so I don't need to watch it again.
what about you, Aram?
I I didn't care for the Amityville Horror. I don't think it was his fault. I think it was the movie was just bad. I don't think it was. I don't know. It's one of those horror movies I probably would have just left alone. So I think at that point, no one really cared. And
I felt like it was unnecessary to make that film, even when it came out, which was 2004.
Something like that, 2004, 2003, something along those lines.
Even back then, if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds, I probably would have not watched it.
I was just gonna say I only watched it because of him, and will come out saying it was okay because of him.
And
basically,
and his beard.
Yeah.
Even that movie and Saw, I feel like Carrie Ellis had the same problem. There's a moment in those movies where they forgot how to act for a minute. And like Carrie Ellis is the end of Saw when he's like trying to fire the gun at Tobin Bell when he gets up, and like that whole like ending scene. Carrie Ellis, I don't know what was up, but like he fucking missed the mark for me. He just was borderline ridiculous. But like,
it was when it was like when he cut his foot off. And started doing the whole bawling and crying
and like acting fucking
whatever.
Weird.
He's supposed to be a doctor too, and he fucked that whole foot saw thing up. It's like what the anyway, sorry.
And
I'm not gonna talk about that.
No, and with Amityville Horror, there was like this part where like Ryan Reynolds is making the kid hold the wood while he chops it or something like that. And like the kid gets scared, and like Ryan Reynolds gets right in the fucking kid's face. He's like, "We're having fun, right?" And for some reason, the way that line is delivered is terrible and funny all at the same time, and it completely breaks any tension of the scene. And it's like I say, I don't know what happened. I'm not entirely sure it's Ryan Reynolds' fault, but that part is ridiculous, and I just didn't like the movie. So. That's where
I will say that the one part I did like about that movie was when he's sitting at the table. I loved his beard.
So the second part,
when he's sitting at the table and he just like out of nowhere he just goes, "Are you fucking stupid?"
Because it's the house
out of nowhere.
It's the house that's talking to him. So yeah, he's reacting. Yeah,
but I just like that because like she's talking about like his day. I don't know what the fuck. I don't remember. But yeah, I just like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Anyway,
your least favorite?
Oh fuck! It's not even Green Lantern. Not even Green Lantern.
I subsequently left that alone because no one likes that movie, and I was like, you know what? That's just like low hanging fruit, and I'll leave it alone.
I
Ryan
enjoy it. It's not that
Reynolds
bad. It looks stupid and it's too long, but other
even
than
Ryan Reynolds doesn't like that movie.
Right.
Yeah,
he was fucking
know.
in it, but the only saving grace that came out of that was
his wife.
He met his wife. Yeah.
Yep. That was the only thing he said. That was the only good thing to come out of that movie. But
Oh yeah, that's right. You got a shrine. What is your choice?
It's a little tough. Like
I had to look and then finally settle on the Amityville Horror. So like it's hard to like pick out a worst Ryan Reynolds film.
I don't even have my phone. Oh, is it right there? You have my phone. Yeah, a part of me really did not like The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure though if that's the one I would really want to choose because I feel like there's probably one that.
I mean, X-Men Origins as Deadpool was actually pretty awful.
You mean
again? Wasn't Ryan Reynolds' fault, but definitely not his best body of work.
No, but I even then I liked the film a lot for kind of crappy.
Yeah, he just a bad part in it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like it's not
in that movie
his fault per se. But
what the fuck? He looks like that Mortal Kombat character. What's his name?
Baraka.
Yeah, Baraka. Now when I say his name, I think of Obama. It's all fucked up.
Baraka Obama.
Baraka Obama. I really liked him in Detective Pikachu.
Never watched it, but I heard good things.
I heard that. Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I watched it in theaters and then I turned around and watched it instantly when it came out for streaming. You know, I forgot that he did Criminal, where I think it's Kevin Costner. He plays like a version of Kevin Costner. Yeah, it is Kevin Costner. You have to watch it. I can't really explain it. Selfless even wasn't that bad. Oh,
Yeah, I like Selfless.
the Captive. I do remember watching that, and it wasn't that good. It was a really low under the radar drama about his daughter gets kidnapped. It was a kind of it's kind of like I want to say intense film, but it was like just wasn't that good. Like somebody else should have done it. Not
Oh,
that
you
he
must have hated it because he has a beard.
Well, it's not that he did bad in it. It's just that was a film that I feel like he didn't need to do. Like
Sure.
he should have done something better than that film.
Yeah.
But if I'm correct, I feel like it was also based off a real story. But yeah, it's basically he loses his daughter like in the winter time. Like he's like she was in a
That does
truck.
sound familiar.
Yeah, he was like in a truck. I think they're at a gas station and she gets kidnapped.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, even R.I.P.D. That was a terrible film.
I was wondering if
Yeah, I
you're
remember that
I heard
trailer
it got
and
a lot of shit.
It was a terrible film. He did okay. I liked him in it, but honestly, still a terrible film. Even with him in it, it was a terrible film.
Was Jeff Bridges terrible?
He really wasn't very good.
Really? Wonder if he was doing it for a paycheck.
I didn't like him. I wasn't too much of a fan of his character in Adventureland.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
he was
but
just like
he's
the
not a
guy at
main
the park
character.
or something.
He's the maintenance guy.
Yeah, he's just
He's
a
not.
side. He's a side piece.
Definitely Maybe was a decent movie, but
I don't know.
I haven't seen that one yet. It's on Peacock. I was thinking about checking it out.
It's good. I liked it. It's a sweet movie.
oh yeah, Foolproof. I forgot about that movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Foolproof. Yeah, I haven't.
Foolproof. Yep. Oh yeah, the In-Laws. And his cameo in Scrubs.
Yeah. We're veering
Yeah.
far away from the question we asked.
We are buying the cow. I forgot about that. I have that movie too. That was great. His little thing where he tucks it and he does the whole like dancing thing. I thought was funny.
I love
Yeah.
that Tim
I'm just
acknowledged-
realizing.
I love that Tim acknowledged me and then completely kept going.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. He answered the question. Now he's just going down memory lane.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm realizing how many of these
You're gonna
films
purchase one more thing for your shrine tonight.
I forgot he was in Dick too.
Oh yeah, that's that 1990s movie
the
with
president,
Michelle Williams and
whatever.
Kristen Bell. No,
Kristen Dunst and Michelle Williams, and then I think it's Dan Hedaya that plays Nixon.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, he plays he plays the boy. I don't know if he's the love interest or if he was like the bodyguard or whatever, secretary person, assistant. I think he's like an assistant or something. I completely forgot about some of those films. Anyway, no, I honestly,
Yeah,
I
not
might-
many negative things to say about that guy. That's why I came up with what's your favorite, this and that. Because the guy's great.
he is, and it doesn't matter how shitty the movie is. I want to watch it if he's in it.
Has he ever directed anything? Do we know? I don't think so.
I closed the
Just
fucking
been a
window,
writer and
guys.
actor. I know. I keep.
Just keep going.
I feel like he should have, but
I feel like he would do good.
nope, he's got no credibility on directing
no
anything.
credits.
He's gotten some writing credibilities, and that's about it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Yes. Wrap this up.
Yeah.
I do have one thing I do want to ask. So it's basically talking about Deadpool, but his Deadpool promo commercials and things like that,
Yeah.
right? How did you guys like them?
Yeah.
Personally, I
Like,
don't
do you
think I've watched
think-
any of them.
I
No?
like Deadpool in anything.
I mean, I'm sure they're good.
I think I
like,
watched it twice.
I'm sure they're fine. I don't think I've actually watched them personally.
Yeah. So the one thing I admire the most about Ryan Reynolds is that he's starting to pull the whole businessman
Mhm.
thing because he could gain money and he's
He has a production company and shit.
Yep, and that's just it. It's his production company that's been doing all these
Okay.
promo commercials for Deadpool and stuff.
I remember what you said.
And because of his style of comedy and stuff, and the way that he does things like that, they have been one of the most successful, basically advertisements or commercials that there is.
Really?
So yeah, like his production company that Effortless Productions, Maximum Effort is what it is.
Oh,
Maximum
so it's a
Effort.
Deadpool
Yeah.
reference.
It's a Deadpool reference.
Before or after the movies?
Well, it was obviously probably during. Since he was doing
Those
the promo and stuff
production
like that.
companies knew it.
Yeah, but
Newish.
yeah, it's those commercials, those advertisements have been the most successful commercials or whatever advertisements, promo things, in like of all time. Like, and it's because of Ryan Reynolds' style of humor. He
Well, and
basically
was
broke
dressed
the
up as
mold.
Deadpool.
Well, he broke the mold on how to reach out because he didn't just do it through like, hey, let's do a commercial on TV. It's the way that his marketing, that's what it is. This is his marketing way. He broke the mold. So now, because of that, and his way of doing things, other people have started to try to take that approach. They're not going to do it as well as he did, but
Do you think that's where The Rock got his idea to start his own company, or do you think it's the other way around?
no, he did $7. He's had $7 for a long time.
They get enough money, they start a production company.
Yep. And I know that
Or liquor, line of liquor.
that's definitely
That's
a
the-
common.
Or both.
And
I
now the
guess.
new thing is line of marijuana strand.
That's
Yeah, that
probably
too.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Kevin Smith,
Kevin Smith, I was
Seth
gonna say Kevin
Rogen,
Smith has done it.
Ice Cube, fucking yeah.
I know that.
All your
Yeah,
standard potheads. Mike Tyson, actually.
that's probably not a bad thing.
Right.
He stopped smoking weed since he started boxing again, but he has like a weed resort and his own strand of weed.
It's probably to help him forget about his death of his daughter.
I didn't know that, but
But yeah,
Brought that
no,
down
Ryan
to
Reynolds is
yeah, can't end now.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's his gin company. He's got his production company. He's got Mint Mobile.
I keep seeing ads for that too.
Yep, he's got the fucking soccer team now. Like, he's starting to really do things with his money. Just
Yeah.
being the Hollywood
Meaningful
I-
shit.
right?
That's awesome. Yeah, the dude seems like a good person. So I'm glad he's one of the rich people.
I would love to never meet him.
Meet him?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd love
What do
to
you think
never
he would
meet
say
him.
about this episode?
That we probably didn't do enough justice.
Yeah, that we need to get live is one of the two.
That's that. But he would say, they need to get live.
I know. I
think he's
love
gonna
Ryan
cry.
Reynolds. I love everything he does,
Sure.
and I can't wait for the next things that he's in. So
Yeah, if he wants to take a break for 10 years after Deadpool 3, that's fine with me.
just put out
That's-
Deadpool 3 first.
Yeah, it's already been finished written. It's ready for shooting.
and then he can go and
Yeah, you can
go
fuck
fuck off
off,
for a while. You know?
play soccer,
In the most respectful way,
make a bunch of cameos,
right?
start a podcast. I would listen to that.
Absolutely.
Mm,
All
for
right.
Sure.
I even did a fucking paper about Deadpool and primarily talked about how meta Ryan Reynolds gets in Deadpool. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I convinced my teacher to do a Deadpool segment in his class because of how incredible Deadpool really is and how meta it is.
Yeah.
Stuff. Just brilliant. That Ryan Reynolds. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds, for giving me an A.
Still a nice guy.
All right, yeah. Well, this has been Free Guy and our little rant on Ryan Reynolds and how much I love Ryan Reynolds.
And I enjoy him as well.
We all like him.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. Times a bazillion.
Thanks for
So thanks for listening. Catch you later.